Hello, I think this is going to be the last video on the series of videos related to the colorblind tool that I was developing. At least for now, I got it to a point I think it's mostly usable by someone. And I just wanted to go over some of the last changes that I made. They're not all that involved. The main thing that I did was I modified the menu system to provide an open, a file open so that you could go and open any arbitrary file, an image file on the file system to paste an image from the clipboard. And I added a dialog box that is the transform utility, the transform color matrix that I'll show shortly. I did a little bit of rearranging around. I put the console at the bottom instead of on the right hand side, and I made it a little bit smaller. And the console at the bottom is going to be useful in case you try to load an image and it can't load it, for example, for whatever reason. The canvas was modified slightly so that now there's a second transformer and it gets the RGB values from the original image. Then it applies the color rotate transformer matrix that's provided by that dialog box, and then it applies the color transformation to simulate a color blindness, and then it outputs the output image, and then it renders that. And the color matrix dialog is somewhat UI oriented. It creates a series of sliders and text fields which are currently not really being used. I added it in case somebody wanted to enter values, numbers, rather than use the slider. I'll show that again in a second. Adjusting of a color will always ensure that the sum total of all three red, green, and blue values are less than the total of 255, or if we divide by 255, it'll all three colors when added together will be anywhere between 0 and 1. If if the values changes, it'll notify a listener to go and update the image on the screen. And I've got a few default values set. And that's pretty much the bulk of it. You can go to my Git repository and look at the change log to see exactly what I changed. When you start it, it's expected to load this image, or try to. I'll probably change that. You can open a file. It defaults to the current directory you ran it from. So I've got some test images. So let's say I want this one here. Actually, I want 17. I think that was 17. Let's try 15. So this is the original image. This is the image after color blindness transformation and a separate transformation as well. So the way this works, the red input, 100% of the red input goes to the output, 100% of the green input goes to the green output, and same thing for the blue. We can swap the red and the green, for example, so that green goes to red, red goes to green. We can swap any two of the three and leave the third alone. Or if we apply a color blindness, for example, such as that, we can't even see the number at all. We can try swapping some of these out, and you can see that the red and the green had a little bit of color detail pulled out of it, and you can kind of see the 7. And you can play around with some of the colors manually. Like that. So that's pretty much going to be the extent of the changes that I made. And I think what I'm going to do now is I'll make another video and I'll put it on my main channel. So I'll see you in another video.